Well, good evening. It is Saturday afternoon, evening, nighttime. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Yeah, it's Odie here behind the wheels of steel. That's what they used to call them back in the day. And of course, I am joined, as always, by, oh no, it's not Lonzo. Lonzo's not here tonight. Poor Lonzo's feeling a little bit under the weather, so we are all hoping that he gets very well very soon. But we have stand-in Lonzo.
Hi, I'm standing, Lonzo.
We've got Kamron, and we are honored to have the amazing Rob Young from Borderland Comics and Games here with us tonight. Rob, how are you, sir?
Man, doing good. Got the sinus junk that seems to be going around.
It kind of is. Everybody's suffering a little bit from the sinuses, and I had it, I think 2 weeks ago. Myself and Lonzo both had it at the same time. It was no bueno.
I had it last week, and it still hasn't quite left.
Yeah, but you were a trooper last week. You were like, no, I'm doing the show. I'm coming in.
It's just because I'm just tougher than all of you.
Yeah,
that young immune system, man.
The young immune systems are amazing, and I don't have one anymore because I'm really old. Yeah, and that's what happens. But don't forget, we are coming to you with the help of Borderlands Comics and Games on 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. If you want to get any of the most amazing comics, games, all the different types of games, you've got dice as well, which I was just looking in. I was like, how can you have
on that? There's like 8 million sets of dice.
Yeah. I was like, how is there so many different types of dice when you can go down there?
Rob, you sounded like you were about to open your trench coat and let him see a whole bunch of dice.
It's like open the coat up, need a watch. No.
Hey man, want to get some dice?
Odie, let me tell you about my dealer.
Are you tired of rolling ones?
These are specially made and balanced.
Right. Well, you can get us. We are live on the Facebooks, on Twitter, on Twitch, on X, on all of them, on YouTube, and you can leave us your comments there. And you can also get us on 98.9 because that's what they're listening to us on the FM. But you can text in the show. You can be part of it if you text the word flaccid, and it has to be the word flaccid.
Throw as many C's in there as you want.
As many C's as possible. The Irish Sea, the Indian Sea, oceans, whatever you want, to 71307, and that'll come straight into me. Remember, there's only certain words that I'm allowed to say. There's some words I can't say. The FCC will come down on me. But I mean, if you want to give me a giggle, you can just text whatever you want. It's always great. I love it.
FCC can't affect that.
Yes, they can. But you can get us on the stream as well. Just like Viper Dave came in and he said, got an eighth of a dice. Is that an eighth dice or a dice with 8 sides? Or is he being a little bit facetious?
I know. We have 8-sided dice.
Yeah. You got your 8 sides. You got your 12 sides.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20.
And 20. Yeah.
20.
Sometimes even 100-sided
yes.
dice.
Have you ever seen a 100-sided die?
No, but so I've rolled a 20-sided dice. Okay. And you look down from the top to see what you're after getting. But 100-sided dice, I mean, is that a little bit too open to interpretation?
No.
It's still straight dead center, but you may have to use the bifocals on those glasses of yours too.
I definitely would. I don't have the bifocals yet. Come on, Rob. I'm on't 42. Don't quite
hear that. I heard that failed shot.
I
felt that.
Shots fired.
Don't insult the exalted Rob.
And here we go.
Look, I like you, Odie, but I'll have to side with the sponsor.
Oh, no, this will be fun. What are you talking about? Last time we were just chipping at each other the entire show.
Eyes down for a full house. Coming up in the show, we've got lots of great things coming up. We're going to talk about Comic-Cons. Rob has got some news for us, some very important news for us that he's going to share probably in the next 5 minutes. So definitely tell your friends to tune in because we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about games that you love to play. We're going to be talking about movies and remaking movies. We've got Ask Odie, and we're going to be talking about what you collected as a kid. So we've lots and lots of information. But first of all, we're going to talk to Rob about something that's coming up very, very soon.
Really soon. So we've got this annual event that we've had at the shop for, dear Lord, I guess it might be 25 years.
Yeah.
At least, maybe a little longer. Might stretch back to the original owner.
Okay.
And that's our annual sale.
Oh.
So when we do this thing, we don't run radio ads for it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't run television ads for it.
You just come in and drop it live.
We just put it on. We'll do it here on air.
Yep.
We'll do Facebook posts and Instagram posts, and that's it. And the reason is that fills the store like completely. It's terrifying. There's so many people there.
So when is the massive sale?
I'll tell you what's funny. So the original thing was we only did it. We would only announce it 10 days early.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the original owner did. But we decided this year, we would do it a little early. Money's tighter for folks.
Mm-hmm.
Want to make sure they got time to save up. So it's going to be February 10th.
So February 10th, if you're around the South Pleasantburg Drive area, just be careful.
Park at Honey Baked Ham. Park at the Miracle Hill Shopping Center. Because there's not going to be a lot of parking. It's going to be really crazy. In the past, I'll tell you the craziest one we had.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple quick stories. I've told one of these on air before.
Yep.
So guys would compete for who would be the first person in line.
So what time?
How
What time do the doors open?
Doors open. Usually we'll open at 10. We'll open an hour early, trying to get everybody through.
Yeah.
But they would start competing, and one of the funniest stories is it's a guy named Roger, and he was going to beat everybody. So he got there at like 1 a.m.
Okay.
Previous record was 4 a.m. And he's sitting out front the store, the old store, we're up on Lawrence, and he's reading his iPad.
Okay.
He's reading a book, got him a chair,
Sitting back,
I
chilling
got
out.
him wit. And a cop pulled in the parking lot and pulled up right in front of him and went, "So what are you doing?" And he went, "Oh, I know this is going to sound insane, but there's this annual sale. And we were competing to see who would be here first. I know this sounds stupid." And the cop went, "Oh, crap, that's today?" That was the answer from a Greenville City police officer. And he said, "I'm going to come check on you on my route." So every time he circled by, he'd check on him. That was the best one.
That's awesome.
So the record for earliest, it got to the point where the record was 4 p.m. on Friday.
No.
So hold on.
They didn't wait out an entire
night. Then they started camping out. So one night there was power outside, right? Because there was a drink machine. Remember that drink machine?
Yeah.
So the guys hooked the power strip up and they played Xbox. They also ran a propane heater. They brought a game table. They had a small Warhammer tournament. So when I found out their insanity, I delivered pizza at 2 a.m.
Nice.
You rewarded the insanity.
I rewarded the insanity. I delivered pizza at 2 a.m. and I had put a case of sodas out and just set them on top of that drink machine. I went, "These are free. These are insane."
Take them.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking care of like stray cats outside of your door.
Oh yeah. And the hack is like about 9 o'clock every annual sale, there's usually breakfast and coffee outside. To thank everybody again for being crazy and lining up outside of a comic book store.
So how many people are you expecting, roughly?
On the day, well over 1,000,
right?
But more likely, probably 2,500 to 3,000 people come through. It's pretty crazy.
There is a lot of people going in.
Like it really is. Store. It's hard. You can imagine that store looking full.
I mean, I was in the store today. I headed over. I came down into Greenville early, and I got into the store, took a walk around. First of all, when you walk in, it's vast. It just opens. It's an expanse that opens around you. And you're walking in and you're just like, "Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I know what that." And then you're like, "Oh, I don't know what that one is. But I know what that one is. And I know what this is." And you've all the t-shirts and you've all the pops and you've all the collectibles. And then I got to the Star Wars section and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad I don't have my wallet with me," because I just, you've got a glass stand and it's got Boba Fett and it's got a couple of different Boba Fetts in it.
Yep.
It's got Darth Vader at the bottom and it's got a few different ones. And I just looked at it. I was like, "Oh, yes, please."
The idea when we did it, and it was like a 3-year odyssey because we did it during COVID, like crazy people. But the idea was to try to create kind of a Target, Walmart sort of thing for geeky stuff.
And I think you've definitely created it. You definitely have it.
It's pretty cool, and it's pretty weird that it actually worked.
I
mean, sometimes you have that crazy idea, and you're the idiot saying it's going to rain and build the boat, and everyone says you're crazy, and then it rains, right? That's kind of what the shop is.
But it's a pretty good arc, I'd say.
Yeah, and it's we call it the mothership as a joke. That's what our contractor used to call it, because it's an old ESPN reference. They used to call ESPN the mothership back in the day. But I just couldn't be thankful for the employees that hung in there through that, because it was tough. Us getting all that done and moving in. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Dante
all
and
those guys seem to
Sarah.
have a love for the place. I mean, they
Oh,
seem to
there's
have a love
no
for the
question.
job.
I mean, the new
Yeah.
folks that have come into, Oscar and Thomas and Cross, and you might probably saw a couple of those today. And everybody just bust their can.
Yeah.
I just can't thank them enough because it allows me to go do other stuff, like when we're traveling to these shows, like Dragon Con or Pensacon or the stuff we do down in Atlanta or
Yeah.
Macon, or you can't do it if those people aren't there. You can't leave.
No, definitely. And I did like the experience when I got in there because I walked in and somebody said, "Hey," I was like, "Yeah, hey, how you doing?" But nobody came up and said, "What do you want? Can I help you? Are you okay? Do you need help? Do you look like you need help? You look like you don't belong here." Nobody. I was expecting.
It's such a fine line, right? Like
It
so you
kind
want
of
to
is.
greet people, and then we're geeks. We tend to be a little more introverted,
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and so we try to greet them, and then just casually look around. And if people are giving you that look, like, "Oh God, puppy, look, I don't know what to do here," then you go. Then we try to step in and help.
Only when you start drowning.
Yeah, you feel like the nose is trying to stay above water. I don't know what mango I'm supposed to get. Right.
I need to get them all. I'll tell you what.
My son was talking about some chainsaw guy. I don't know what this is.
He said he had a dog.
some sort of comic. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Rob is going to be here for the entire show. So definitely get all of your questions in for Rob, anything comic book related or Comic Con related, because we're going to be talking about that when we come back. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Awesome. Rob, I get you to pull that mic a wee bit closer to you, man.
You need me closer to the mic?
Yeah, just a wee bit. Just a touch.
We'll do that.
So we can hear your dulcet tones a bit clearer.
Well, I'm currently, because
Hey, Mark. Shout out to Kid Flaccid.
because the Facebook
season
is
2 of
incorrect
Masters of
on
the
what
Universe.
station you're on.
I haven't. Cameron, have you seen?
Is it saying 106.3?
It did, so that's what I did, because I don't keep up with what the stations are. I mean, I no offense, I thought it would be right. I mean,
It happens.
So I'm now
Here's the thing. You're busy.
I'm having to delete my story so that I can go back and.
It's okay. Hey, Viper Dave, note to self, bring the TV and the Dreamcast with 4 controllers. Viper Dave, I might just go down there and have a bit of fun with you all. It sounds like good
We
fun.
do have a Dreamcast at the shop.
Have you?
We do.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes.
Along with some games that made me go, ooh, when they came out.
Yeah, Chris. Dad is home sick, so we are holding down the fort and having some fun with Rob on the show.
Yep. Lonzo's a little bit under the weather, so we're trying to fill in for him. Although we have Lonzo's voice twin over here. Or over there. Because you're over there, see?
Yeah.
Except
It's weird how
you're
cameras work.
You're really over there. Actually, I tell you what. Now I'm looking at you.
Oh, you can see all of my broad-shouldered glory. Hi.
Hey, don't forget, guys, get your questions in for Rob. He is here, and he will be answering whatever you want to know.
Amen.
I don't think we need an AI dad.
AI Lonzo. What
AI
would an AI
Lonzo?
Lonzo be?
What would A. Alonzo be like?
I think he'd sound very almost NPR, maybe.
Probably.
His hair would be good AI. He's got all that hair. AI would love that.
So many things to calculate.
Yeah, so be calculating all that hair.
So
You
many.
get someone like me, and AI's like, well, that's boring.
polygons.
Insert cue ball.
It'll give you a mohawk.
Insert cue ball, and we're done.
So what is the AI just like an artist? It's like, I can do nothing with this.
What am I supposed to do with this? With this?
I have nothing to work with.
It's blank slate. The golden age artist or writers left. That's a good question.
And you're welcome back to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 99 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. We've got Kamron is here, Odie's here, and of course Rob Young is here, telling us all about the amazing world of comics. Nerdy world.
I love it.
I kind of do. I used to be a big nerd when I was a kid, and then I got academic, and then I just got sucked into the corporate world and lifestyle. And now I'm slowly getting back into nerdy world, and I'm enjoying it.
Trying to get a soul again.
Trying to get a soul. No, I'm never going to get a soul. I mean, come on, I'm a redhead. This soul is gone.
They don't have them. They won't even make them a doctor.
Well,
they won't even make her. There's no ginger doctors. Everybody knows the rule.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of this rule.
I mean, is that what happens when you're born? You're like, well, you're a ginger, so you're not getting anything today.
No, that's how that's going to work. For you.
Life is going to be very hard for you, buddy.
You're gonna like Irish whiskey, and you're gonna be obnoxious. Welcome to your life. That's kind of how it works.
I hope
You
like
see,
bottling up your feelings.
I would say that that's a stereotype, but it is. So, and it's I mean, I've been told
I helped enforce it.
I've been told I'm obnoxious, but sometimes I am 100%. But so Rob, you've got another event. So the sale in itself is big, but you've got an even bigger event coming up.
We do.
Just before, is it just before the summer?
April 6th, 7th.
Just before the summer.
The
Once
craziness.
April kicks in, it's summertime here in South Carolina because
I mean, we can get summer in March here. We can also get a foot of snow in March.
Yes, we can.
Welcome to South Carolina.
here's what I've discovered. Okay, so we had the Christmas and it was lovely. We had the New Year, and now we're in January. January's nearly over. We're kind of getting out of it. It got really cold last week, and then all of a sudden this week, I was strolling out of work. I had a hoodie on, and I was like, okay, hoodie needs to come off because it was 71 degrees, and today it was warm and raining, and it's going to get warmer, progressively warmer for the rest of this week. And then all of a sudden, at the end of February, it's just going to say, here's a little bit of winter again.
Here's 7. Welcome to 7.
Welcome to Irish weather. And about maybe 65, 70 hours later, it's going to go, okay, summertime.
It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster of emotion and wardrobe.
It's a dark case of
You
emotion.
just roll with it. You keep a raincoat and an umbrella in the truck.
Yes.
You keep a hoodie.
So what
you're good to go.
Tearaway pants as well.
Tearaway pants. And what I've discovered from all of that.
I'm picturing him in like basketball gear, and he walks outside, and there's the sun, and you hear the music. And Cameron's like, yeah!
Just see me when I get off of work. I wear like a lot of button ups. I just instantly just all of it off, tear it off.
Oh no!
It's
an image. That image is now.
Oh, I shake a bit too. I just kind of roll my shoulders a bit, just like
very Burt Kreischer. You do it.
I think so.
Yeah, you do.
I think I know your reference.
It's a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets naked through his set.
Am I saying it?
Dang it! No. Now I know what you're saying. I don't know if I like that.
He's a good comedian.
He's hilarious.
He's funny.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Well, I need to work on my workouts anyway.
No, when you see him now, it'll be like, oh, because he's actually gotten in good shape.
Has he gotten in good shape?
Yeah, he's lost.
All I remember
it's funny how that happens when you tend to get naked. You tend to try to get into good shape again, which is why I wear.
Why
lots
did
of
you
clothes.
look at me when you said that?
Talk about getting naked and looking over.
You just made direct eye contact with me.
I always make direct eye contact, especially when I'm eating bananas. Anyway, Viper Dave says that hug style. That's what you need to do, is just a hug style. And we had Chris was talking to us later. He said, hey, guys, what's up? Is Lonzo sick? Unfortunately, he is. He's a little bit under the weather. And then he goes on to tell us that we need an AI Lonzo. And we were trying to discuss what would happen if we had an AI Lonzo. It's a little bit scary. It's a scary thought.
Yeah, what would that be like? Yeah,
calm.
Lonzo.
He would be calm, which would be weird.
Would he, or would he be dangerous?
He's already dangerous.
That's my point. We've now given Lonzo the ability of AI.
He'd be calmer than calm.
Well, no. I feel like it's a paradox since he's so against it.
So you're saying the AI Lonzo would have just a goatee?
Oh, no. You couldn't have an AI Lonzo without the wig.
He's done.
Well, no, he could have a goatee and the hair, but no beard, just a goatee. He's Mirror Universe Lonzo.
Oh.
So are we talking about like an alternative universe of my dad, or are we talking about like an AI replication of my father?
Well, that's another one entirely, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, but what would AI do? Maybe it would make a Mirror Universe Lonzo.
Yeah, because it realizes that his hatred for AI just is so
It
So
was like, no,
vast.
he likes us. He likes us. That's what it would do.
It's just the
he
same.
would become a proponent for AI.
It would just be
Yeah.
the same exact thing, just a mirror copy, except he likes AI.
The opposite stuff. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So he would love AEW. FTR is the best tag team ever.
mhm.
I feel like if he's watching this, he's shaking angrily.
Lonzo, feel free to text in if you are watching us. You
And
know all the
he's
numbers.
saying go Clemson. I mean, so what would it?
Oh God,
Hold on. Hold on.
that's sacrilege right
No.
there.
No,
Oh,
we can't.
I don't know.
I think
So my last time on the show.
no, I'll keep you
You
on.
say
I'll
that
keep
like
you-
you.
Okay.
Just remember the Clemson anti-Clemson guy. He's not here. He's listening because I'm just after getting a
One
text.
of the anti-Clemson guys.
Well,
is
I'm
in
after
here.
getting
Yeah, I'm just like neutral. I don't even care. I don't. follow
I
college
am
sports.
so neutral when it comes to
Yeah, I
that.
don't follow college. Sports.
No,
I want
the-
everyone to be happy. Did your team win? Like, I want your team to win.
I'm the exact
team.
opposite.
Right. It's like I want your team to win.
Go
It's-
I-
Sports.
yeah,
I had a
nothing
very-
against anybody.
I had a very enjoyable time watching Clemson just lose so much this year.
Well, you're welcome to the Upstate fan. I mean, no, this is the pulse. Get away from the sports. No. But yes, Lonzo is listening. Big Brother is watching because he's just after texting in to 71307.
Did
So,
he?
yes, he is there. I'm not going to tell you what he said because you're probably grounded, but
Joke's on you. I'm an adult.
it doesn't matter if you're an adult. Your parents can still ground you. Yes, they can. And you're looking at me and you're saying, yes, they can. Here's one for Rob, comes in from Scott. Rob, have you ever looked into having any of the cast of Critical Role as a guest at the SC Comic Con?
We've tried in the past. They're usually booked.
Mhm.
It's tough to get some of those guys. They don't like to travel at this point. They don't really have a need.
Yeah.
But never say never. I mean, if you looked at our guest list this year, I'm sure people never thought that William Shatner would be coming to Greenville or that.
How did you manage that? Do you know someone that knows somebody that can sing Rocket Man by talking it?
We got William Shatner to come. That's what we did.
That is pretty
That's
awesome.
all I'm going to say. But we got it done.
I kind of like, I know this goes against everything and it goes against everything in my being as working in radio stations. I kind of just want to touch Will Shatner.
Oh, he hates that.
I know he does. But I just kind of walk. I want to walk up behind him.
We're probably going to have this really large security guy.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah, it
But-
depends on the level. I mean, really, you could gauge the concussion level you wanted by how much you wanted
Yeah.
to touch him, right? So you're
Yeah.
like, what am I going to get out of this? And then how much do I want to forget?
But I think we should definitely. what
On
we
this
should do-
episode of How to Tame Your Odie.
How to tame your
No,
Odie.
you can't tame an Odie. We're intameable. But what I want to do is I want to put loads of GoPros on me, like about 7 of them, and have one on my wrist of the touching hand, and just kind of just document the whole thing. And when the big burly security guys come in and they start throwing me across the room, that just I reach out and just that little kind of a hey Will, and then just pass out.
Wouldn't it be fun if it, did you guys ever play Punch Out where it kind of felt first person?
Are we talking about like
The original Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where like the guy just kind of comes up and he's the whole screen and you're just kind of doing a little. So I'm picturing Odie coming up, and then we find out that Bill can throw an uppercut.
So
And
we're
all we
just-
see
we're
is this
just gonna-
Shatner just throwing this uppercut. Odie's head, the camera looks up at the ceiling, and then we see it slowly fall down to the ground.
just like he
all,
brings,
all 6
he
cameras.
All
starts-
just-
6
he starts
cameras
to
looking
fall-
straight up.
he starts to fall down. He grabs him by his shirt, brings him up, brings him for a headbutt, and just like kills a
And then you
camera.
just see the one on his hands just pointing at Bill's shoes.
There's his shoe. And then he'll just kick his shoe forward a little bit and I'll touch one of his toes, and that will be my life made completely. I can go home, take out my guitar and sing talk Rocket Man, and my life will just be a success.
I mean, it worked for him.
It
Hopefully you
worked
can do
for
it through
him.
a
I mean,
broken jaw.
you could be Leonard Nimoy and sing talk Lord of the Rings.
No.
Now you're going to look that up.
No, I've seen it. I've seen him do the Bilbo song.
Oh, yeah,
he's
what's the thing?
Oh yeah, Bilbo Baggins. He's the greatest little hobbit in the land. I don't think he's talking that. I actually think he is singing kind of like William Shatner is talking. He just talks Rocket Man. That's it. It's just
Well, it's all he needed to do.
because he's obviously Will
Yes,
Shatner.
he's the Rocket Man.
He is because he was in the
He's
Enterprise.
the second captain of the Enterprise.
Yes, and he has actually technically been to space now.
Technically,
Yeah, like
he's been to
heck,
space.
did he like go into space, or was he
Yep.
like
No, straight up. They went to space.
okay? That's what I
and
thought.
went weightless and then came back home.
Yeah. Yeah. I know he went up. I know he went really high. But was it
Odie's like, did he even
really-
go to the ether?
I think he did kind of slightly. Maybe.
Well,
And if I'm using ether and you know what I'm referencing,
yeah,
it's pretty funny.
it is.
Pretty funny.
Some will get it, some won't.
Someone's going to get it. Someone won't get it.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Remember, we stay live on the social medias when we're not live on the radio, so you can tune into us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and X, and all of the fun stuff. We don't go off there, so you can listen to what happens during the ad breaks, which you can't really listen to in other.
Everything inappropriate.
Everything inappropriate, apart from the bad words, which we're not allowed to say, because the last time that happened, we all got in trouble. Anyway, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I've slipped on air. I was like, let me know if there's a fine. I may not have said one of the banned curse words.
No, don't even mention
Because
them
there
now.
are curse words you could say, and then there's curse words you can't say.
There's the 7 deadly ones, and they are.
Thank
All
you,
right.
George Carlin.
All right, George. Yeah, everybody.
No.
How are you, George?
We ain't going to say them at all. What we got? Viper Dave. What's everybody's favorite Shatner show and moment? Yeah,
I'm with
actually,
Viper Dave. Like, Twilight Zone is like the Bigfoot on the wing of the ship, on the wing of the airplane.
Do I?
The costume, it's a Twilight Zone episode. He keeps seeing, it's supposed to be a gremlin tearing at the wing of the plane
Oh, yeah.
on this old Twilight Zone, and it's William
Oh,
Shatner's
yeah.
the guy. But it basically looks like a really bad Bigfoot or gorilla costume.
Well, it's probably good for the time.
They had no budget.
They
Yeah.
had no budget.
It wasn't good. It was a Twilight Zone. They
That's
said,
why.
here's a pack of chewing gum and a Diet Mountain Dew. Go shoot something.
Yes. And that is
And
why.
then they use that to create existential dread for an entire generation.
Existential. But that's why they didn't use a shuttle to go down to the planets, because they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
They just said, let's do a special effect and do. I know that is flashback music.
A little bit of Wayne's World.
A little bit of Wayne's World.
A little bit of Wayne's World.
He is
Okay.
very Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
My TV show is.
Reacher. My TV show's Reacher.
Hmm.
The best show on TV right now is Reacher.
Reacher's good.
Oh yeah, I just watched season 2 of that.
So good. So good. And then
Scotty, yes, we will be. No, we're going to get to that, Scotty. Don't worry about that one.
no Vince talk. Rob doesn't keep up with that anyways.
I think we just come back to
Hopefully that's
Scott,
one of the
Scott
Scott
might be
jokes.
being sarcastic.
I
Yeah.
think he is. We'll keep that for the second hour.
Scott was the one who did
Sound
drink
for
and Drunk.
panels and help with. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's,
Scott, you just got called out on air. How about that? He remembered you.
that was a fun interaction.
He's a good dude.
He is.
One of my buds. He's done everything he ever could for the show and the con. Great guy. Great guy. He hates hearing compliments. You're awesome, Scott.
You're spectacular, Scott.
No, Scotty, don't go
Everything
anywhere.
you do.
Scotty, don't.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that.
Still, I think my favorite moment from that thing when we were doing the show during that was Mom beating out Rob for that Wonder Woman thing.
Oh, God, it was awesome.
That was amazing.
It was awesome. I tell you, our challenge with doing the drink and draw again was having a space to do it, and then I've got to have someone else do it. There's just too much. I can't do.
You can't
that
manage
and the
all
show.
that
I can't
at the
manage it.
Yeah.
And we love it, and I love the money we raise for charity. Because we paid for everything. So every dollar we kept to what we said. Every dollar that anyone bid on something was
Yeah.
split between the charities. So we paid all the costs. But it was more just having people to run that made it hard.
Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk about the Comic-Con.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we're going to go into it in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, we
But,
can get it to it.
So, can I see what someone said?
What if someone
you don't
said,
need to.
I don't need to.
Christopher, you're awesome too. I promise.
It's not even bad.
Oh, I doubt it. I'm sure it's good.
You guys are gonna laugh, but I'm actually having a look at how much tickets are. Okay. Like the things you forget, you laugh. I'm like, he's going to ask me how much tickets are. I'm going to have to look.
All right, guys.
I haven't paid to get into my show yet.
I usually have the person to say that.
No,
And you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WRD Voice of the Carolinas. Some people say I say that a little bit too fast. News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
You gotta savor it.
Are you trying to talk like a cowboy or something
Well,
there, Pilgrim?
Pilgrim, you get off the mic and drink your milk, okay? I haven't seen anybody like you here in a long time, but you're very welcome.
I was about to go into the Jeff Bridges version, but
I'll just go. Your cowboy's probably as good as my Irishman. So
Yeah, probably.
so it's okay. We're good.
I don't get paid to be a cowboy.
and I don't get paid to be an Irishman either.
I don't. You guys are getting paid,
I
but
assure you, I'm not paid to be here, lad.
but it's so much fun. Anyway, Rob, before the break and before we went down a major rabbit hole of a tangent, we were going to talk about Comic-Con that's happening in April.
Oh yeah, there's
You
that
remember
con thing.
That's that small little festival.
Is that in Greenville?
I think so. I think it's in the convention center in Greenville in April. The
What is it, 6th and 7th?
6th and 7th.
6th.
Yeah.
and 7th.
Crazy. That's crazy. What fool would put on an event like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Crazy people.
Fool on the hill.
Well, it's my wife does all the work. She's the magician behind the curtain.
Oh,
She's Oz.
Don't
I was about to say
don't,
this is us.
don't look behind the magician.
That's right. She will stab you. But
Okay.
So you're
yeah.
the big head?
yeah, I'm the useless person.
Moving on. Who's coming to the
You need a
con?
hug,
Who's going to be?
Dude, I tell you, the biggest one everybody's so excited about is William Shatner. Like,
Mhm.
how crazy is that? Pretty cool to have him here. He's 92.
Yep.
You're not going to have a lot of more chances to have him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But also Jim Lee. So
Yeah,
folks that
that's going to
don't-
be cool.
Yeah, folks that don't know. So Jim Lee drew the highest selling comic book ever. It's about 8.5 million copies. It was X-Men #1 in the
Yep.
90s when they relaunched it. Then he left Marvel with some friends to form this company called Image Comics, who then went on to publish Spawn
Mm-hmm.
and Walking Dead. So Walking Dead wouldn't exist if he hadn't done that. He wanted to do something different because he's always trying to get better. And so he sold his characters to DC Comics and is now president of DC Comics.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of crazy.
Little bit of a
Think
tur-
about this guy, right? Like, and
Bit
he
of a
still draws,
turnaround. Yeah.
still draws, still does stuff. I mean, if he does a cover on a comic, it sells somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000 for the original art.
I mean, he is probably one of the biggest names in all of
Of comics,
Comics,
I
yeah.
would, we've talked about that a lot, and I think it's fair to say it's Todd McFarlane and Jim Lee, like neck and neck. If you wanted to put either one of them 1 and the other one 2, like, I don't think it's an insult to anybody.
Yeah.
But I think it's those two guys in modern comics who are the largest guests.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is
and
pretty
it's our 10th anniversary, and we made a decision that we were going to try to bring the best guest lineup we ever had. And if it lost money, it lost money. But we want to say thanks to everybody, because my first show was at a Howard Johnson's in 1995 on Lawrence Road, and I had to get that lady away from the front of the hotel so we could do the show. Certain lady of the night kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was about to say I
And
picked
if
up on
if you think that at any point in time I thought that we would be going from 32 6-foot tables to
Mhm.
185,000 square feet, you're crazy.
Yeah, because
I
you take
never
up the
dreamed.
entire convention center.
Yeah, it's nuts. We take up both halls.
That is cool. That is
just
really,
wall to wall of
It's
just,
just
nerdy goodness.
Talent and people and guests and I tell you another big one, and it ties into one of the guests somebody said about Bronze Age. I mean, we're gonna have Jim Steranko. So both silver and bronze, he's one of the largest comic artists. But I think the thing that people might not know about Steranko is that he's the guy that storyboarded and designed the look for Indiana Jones.
Really?
So, like, how cool is that as a cultural icon?
Yeah.
He's the guy that designed that look.
that's some imagination, though. When you come to think of it, like a professor, a college professor, that any spare time goes out and is just like a Tomb Raider.
And
want of a better-
Steranko is incredibly talented. I love the stuff he did with The Shadow. I'm a big 30s
Mhm.
pulp nerd, but man, he always tells a good story. He's a great guy. But the other stuff that people got excited for, Kate Flannery from The Office,
Yeah, she's
um,
gonna be cool.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
That's After Will Shatner, that's definitely
mean,
like, yeah.
Come on, man. Like a lot of people get into him for Longmire, right? Longmire was so good.
Yeah.
But in Young Guns,
I'd say Young Guns. Young Guns was,
do you want your
yeah.
knife back? Like that's one of the coolest coolest lines ever.
I liked it when they decided to take that hallucinogenic, and everybody else in the entire cast is just a little bit out there and riding their horses backwards and on the ground falling around the place, and Lou Diamond Phillips is just sitting there and just letting it all happen, man. Just this is what we do and this is how we do it, man. Just let it all happen, okay?
Did you see the size of that chicken? Yeah, that's oh my god, I love that movie.
But here, Rob, I have a question for you. Tickets. What's the story about getting tickets for the Comic-Con?
Well, tickets are going to go on sale. Believe it or not, we're going to do something we've never done.
Okay.
So my wife and I discussed this tonight at dinner. We are going to put tickets on sale at the annual sale. That's when they're going to start.
Oh.
They're going to be 10% off if folks buy them at the annual sales.
Okay.
And that's not online. That's only in store.
Okay.
And then after that, they'll be on sale for regular price. So the ticket prices, now I'm not going to get into all the autographs because that makes my brain explode.
Okay.
But it's
just, general admission, just to get in.
$30 for Saturday, $25 for Sunday, $40 for the whole weekend.
Oh.
Which is a really good value. And kids 12 and under are free. Now I want to clarify something that gets confusing. So
okay.
Again, because it's our 10th anniversary, it used to be 12 and under free with a paying adult. That's kind of what everybody normally does.
Uh-huh.
It's 12 and under free, period. So if somebody's got a church group and they want to bring 28 kids, that's fine.
Oh.
So it's 12 and under free.
For period. 1 million kids.
Yep.
Just to go in and run around the place and create chaos.
Absolutely.
That's what we like.
I mean, hypothetically, we have tasers and things. It'll be okay.
Yeah, but we'd never use them.
No.
Certainly not.
How silly.
I mean, we're just going to maybe a little zap at number one.
Now I'm just imagining Bosk running around and just rounding up the children.
Zapping up people out of line. It wouldn't have to be children. They would be people our age. Yeah. The kids will behave.
Yes, because you make examples out of the adults.
Coming in on the text line,
Sorry.
On the Placid text line 71307. Did y'all see Bill Shatner on Saturday Night Live? It was a decade ago. It was hilarious.
Yes.
I can't say that I did.
I believe that I did.
See, we didn't.
I watched Saturday Night Live, but it would be a clip.
But we didn't get Saturday Night Live in Ireland.
Well, it's because it wasn't nighttime.
It was very nighttime.
It would be like, so what? It's coming on at 12. It'd be like, what, 4 or 5 in the morning?
Like 5 o'clock in the morning, which is still
5 hours.
But did you notice that midnight doesn't seem like middle of the night? Like 3 o'clock seems like the middle of the night. When you wake up at midnight, you're like, it's only midnight. But if you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're like, it's the middle of the night.
If I wake up at 5, I'm irritated because I'm getting up in a little bit. It ticks me off.
14 minutes past 5 every morning, my alarm clock goes off, and then my wife slaps me. Get out of bed, okay? That's what happens. That's the way that works.
For me too.
I have a second alarm clock. It's called Lauren. Yeah.
I get slapped and then I wonder who the heck just slapped me. I only just live here. So
I mean, you may want to look into that.
Probably. It's either a ghost or
I was going to say, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters, which I'm looking forward to seeing that movie.
The new one.
Yeah, the Frozen Empire one, because they did such a good job with Afterlife.
And that last one was far better than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it just exceeded every expectation I had.
It did such a good balance of nostalgia and new.
Yeah. So good.
Like it pulled on my heartstrings enough to like make me almost cry.
Oh, it'll get you.
And I'd never do that.
Well, on a similar note, but not with nostalgia really, but just a surprise. I'm sure y'all have talked about Godzilla -1.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I tell you what, when we come back, we will be talking about a lot of movies because there's a lot of movies coming out this year and a lot of stuff that we want to talk about that has come out. Oh, hang on a second. I need to go over here and push this button there and then bring that one over there and then I come back over here. So don't go anywhere.
Cody, where'd you go?
I just disappeared ever so slightly into the ether. But
it was magic.
But I'm back now and from outer space. I just walked in with that strange look upon my face. Anyway, you're listening to the Upstate.
I will survive!
With Ollie, hey, Kamron, the voice of Lonzo, and of course Rob Brown. Rob Young. Stock 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I think you need to be Rob Brown. Does that look like Rob Brown?
Laughing, which made my nose start running.
Sorry about that.
That was hilarious.
It's all comedy of errors.
voice of the Carolinas.
The voice.
The voice of
Oh,
the.
what's he have to say?
Who are we?
Y'all got something better.
Why do you sound so much like Yosemite Sam?
'Cause, he's my descendant.
I said, boy.
Oh, Matthew might get here.
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
whoa.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord. It's like, did you ever read Bone as a kid?
Eat what?
Bone. It's a comic book. It's fantastic.
Oh, I thought you said eat bone.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to judge him, but read Bone.
Well, we know what you used to do, but
Apparently.
what did you ask?
Did you read the Bone graphic novel?
I don't think I did.
So there's a guy named Smiley Bone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Bone, it's your main character. He's your everyman. There's Phony Bone, who lies a lot.
Charity D&D.
There's Smiley Bone, who's always happy no matter what. Smokes a cigar. He's a cartoon character. He can't get cancer. But they're in a world of regular people. And at one point, he's riding the cows. They don't have horses. They have cows. And they're pulling a wagon. And he goes, Smiley, the cliff. Gotcha, the cliff. Yeah, yeah. And he's pushing them toward the cliff. And he keeps yelling the cliff. And he's like, I gotcha, the cliff. And of course, they go off the cliff.
Yes.
It happens to have a waterfall. And it just beats the tar at everybody. And this guy, Lucius, who's the guy saying that, is a very large man. And Lucius stands up at the bottom of the waterfall. He's survived, water running down his face. He's hulking 350 pounds, like a shadow, and he's looking angry. And he goes, is every day with you like this? And Smiley is holding his feet and floating in the water, spinning in circles. And he goes, like what? And that is Smiley Bone.
I like him.
He's fantastic. The first 12 issues of Bone are some of the best sequential storytelling sort of comics. And it's got to rank top 5 ever done.
Do you guys carry that at the store?
I mean, you can get the mega graphic novel where it's like that thick, like an omnibus for like $44 because it's black and white.
Gotcha.
And it's everything. And it's good all the way through, but the first 12 is like magical.
I was about to say,
good.
I didn't start collecting comic books until we actually went to your store. Like I didn't.
Well, that's flattering. I don't want to compliment you in any way, but
Don't compliment
Well,
him.
yeah, what are you doing?
No,
Well, it's the other
Stephen,
thing of like,
no.
you know, my mom and dad are originally from Ohio, so they came down here years ago, but never really. It's like one of those things of like you don't know until you find it.
Oh, for sure.
It's not like anybody like.
My wife played Magic with my son and his girlfriend, and they played, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is really fun! I didn't realize I would like this." So now my wife likes Magic.
Is she a big board game player or like
she loves playing board games.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Hi, you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse here on Newstalk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. We have the exalted Rob is here in studio with us, and Kamron's here. Someone says, Stephen says, unleash the Pappy. No, Stephen, that will not be happening. No, it will not be happening. Pappy is staying nicely in his little box tonight.
You think you can contain me, Irishman?
Say that again. Go on, say it again.
You think you can contain me, Irishman?
Yeah, see, that's how I do it. I just dropped it in your face a little bit.
I got excited because
You
I
thought-
forgot about Pappy, and I thought we were going to have Pappy.
Will we let him out for a minute?
No, Mr. Van Winkle. I thought we were all doing shots on here or something. I didn't know what was happening.
Shh, we're not
First of all,
supposed.
we're not supposed to
We're
do
supposed
that.
to
We're
talk
not.
about that?
We're not supposed to tell them,
Oh,
but we're
gotcha.
not doing
Well,
shots
we're
on
not
here.
doing that. We're having, what are we having? We're having Monster. It's boring.
I'm having stamina potion.
Stamina potion.
that's what a monster is.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of is.
Before the break, we were talking about different movies that you were excited about coming out. What was the one you said you were excited about coming out, Rob?
Well, I enjoyed Godzilla -1. Am I getting the name right?
Yeah, there was a Japanese one, like
Yeah.
strictly Japanese.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I've heard
Did
a
it-
lot of good things about it.
Did it get dubbed?
So it was subtitled,
Okay.
but they subtitled what they meant, not what they said. And there's a difference.
Yes, there is.
And that's way better.
Eh,
I promise you.
But see, I have a little problem with the subtitles because, as a lot of the listeners will know, I am dyslexic, and I've made a great life through it. So if anybody listening out there that has dyslexia, don't let it slow you down. Don't let it stop you. You can overcome.
I'm
definitely.
I'm dyslexic.
There you go. See, it's great fun. I enjoy it.
So, I mean, you just do it and you look at it and you look at it again, and it'll change,
Yes.
and then it's fine.
Yes.
And usually it's only twice. It's like you look back, it's okay.
Yes.
But I will tell you that story is about it's not a spoiler, but it's about a kamikaze pilot.
Oh.
And
so it's based in World War II then, give or take.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
Okay. But anyway,
and
yeah.
the immediate aftermath.
But I find if I'm watching movies, if I'm watching them during the day when I'm fully awake and ready to read and ready to do anything, I can read them and they're fine. But I find if I'm watching a movie that is subtitled late in the evening, if I'm getting tired, I'm just sitting there watching it and like, don't really know what's happening. My brain just kind of looks at it and goes, well, that guy's doing that and he seems to be having fun doing it.
It looks like bad Scrabble. I'm not sure what's
going
on. It's like bad Yahtzee or something. What's happening over there?
Just remember, dyslexic of the world on tie. So that's what I have definitely. But is there any big films coming up that you're really looking forward to? Like I know Dune 2 is coming out.
I am looking forward to that one.
It's got to be awesome, right?
It's
like
coming
they have
up
worked
too.
so hard on that.
Deadpool 3. I'm very interested to see how they resurrected Wolverine.
Well, the way that
make it up and he lives. There you go.
Well, there's also multiverses and all that other stuff. So
there is, and the fact that they completely dismissed the first Deadpool character, the one where they sewed up his mouth and they gave him the samurai blades.
You mean Fox being too ignorant to understand they have something good? Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
I feel like just Ryan Reynolds got a lot of catharsis out of killing himself twice.
I think he did.
I think he did. I think he enjoyed it. And not only breaking the fourth wall, but just completely shattering the fourth wall.
Well, no, he shot the fourth wall. He shot it dead.
Literally.
Yeah, with his the Desert Eagles that he has.
Yeah, and somebody asked, there is an Airbender movie coming out that I thought it looked good. No,
I agree.
I'm not a hardcore Airbender guy, but we did go watch the first one with my kids, and I watched some of the cartoons with my boys when they were growing up. And I mean, I didn't think the last one was awful. I'm not gonna say it was great either.
Yeah,
it wasn't up to standard. But
if you go watch the old Shadow movie from the '90s as an adaptation, and then
which one was the Shadow one?
I don't mean to sound smart, but it's the one called the Shadow.
Ha ha ha. Okay, well, hang on till I go here.
Had Alec Baldwin.
Liam Neeson, and I think was Liam Neeson in it?
I don't think Liam Neeson was in it, but he could have been. Would have been a young Liam Neeson.
Of a different,
but it's awful. You're thinking Darkman.
I'm thinking of Darkman. Shadows, Darkman, similar.
Do you know he did Darkman because they wouldn't let him do the Shadow? That's it.
No.
Why is there
Sam Raimi wants to do the Shadow, always wanted to do the Shadow. And for some reason, it just never happened.
I'm currently looking it up here.
And he got to become a multimillionaire directing Spider-Man movies. It was tough for him, but he really managed to tough it out.
I'm sure the money really cushioned
it. Cushioned the blow. Cushioned the blow.
Oh, it's looking familiar. Alec Baldwin, John Lowe, Penelope Ann Miller. Oh, Ian McKellen was in it.
I can be so incredibly off color based on the star, and I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna resist.
Yeah, resist with all your might.
It's really challenging.
Have some trigger discipline.
So challenging. I don't really have a lot of that.
Did you see the original Quiet Place? Did you see the first one?
Mm-mm.
You saw the Quiet Place, didn't you?
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. Also, funny story about that. Me and a buddy of mine went there. I had gotten some very crunchy popcorn.
Oh no!
And I did not.
No, you were not a grazer. No.
For this one, I was.
Oh no.
No, but here's the thing.
They sell it in the lobby. What's wrong with eating popcorn?
Here's the thing. I'm not that loud when I'm typically eating, like in the theater. Don't shame me.
No, I'm not shaming you, but you were very loud in the Quiet Place.
But the Quiet Place is so freaking quiet in the theater. It's so great and so very immersive. And then you just have me sitting there like an idiot eating popcorn. And my buddy just goes, "What is wrong with you?" Like, I gotta eat it quickly.
Oh man, there's a scene where I took my boys to see Fury.
Oh
they
yeah.
wanted to see a war movie, so we go to see Fury. My thing is popcorn, and Reese's Pieces. Love a little bag of Reese's Pieces. So there's a real quiet.
Do you put the Reese's Pieces into the popcorn?
I don't. I just eat them separate. But when I went to open my bag, it exploded. You ever had that happen every once in a blue moon?
Every now and again.
And we're on the back row. Oh God! And it was at the they're trying to
Rainfall.
sneak the tank through, and
Yeah.
it's all quiet, and then it's like all these things just going all over the floor. My son Garrett likes to
Remind you of it every now and
He
again.
does.
See, here's the thing.
Did that startle anybody?
Yes.
See,
it did.
here's
It's
the thing.
That's
fantastic.
great.
It turned into a 4D experience. Here's the thing. I don't mind people eating food in the cinemas. I don't in the movie theaters. It doesn't bother me, except the fact that it does. It really does. If they're eating popcorn, that's fine because popcorn isn't really loud. It's not. But if you're watching something and you're really engrossed in the film, and all of a sudden you hear somebody opening a bag of chips and they're just crunkly and crunchy, and then they're slurping their drink, and you're just like, I paid $400 to come in because movie theaters are expensive now. I paid a lot of money to come in here and watch this, and you're making noise. And I can just feel my inner leprechaun getting ready to burst out and just go full fighting Irish on them. But then I'm like, no, you're in a public place, don't do it. Which is kind of why I wait until stuff comes out on Prime or Netflix or wherever it's going to come out. If there's something really that I really want to see, like a really good film that I know I need to experience it on the cinema, I will go to the late show. I will go to the nighttime show where there's nobody at it.
That 11 o'clock show.
Yeah. But
To be honest, nowadays theaters are not packed at all. So it's just easy to get in.
It is different.
Yeah.
It is different.
Do you reckon they're going to stay?
Yeah, I think it generates too much money, even in a reduced state. So things that generate 100, 200, 300 million dollars in weeks
Yeah.
don't go away.
But they are, I mean, like, so Disney is just releasing stuff on their channel.
Well, they were putting out garbage.
Yeah.
And so garbage doesn't make money at any point. And I think we'll see that Deadpool's good. Deadpool will be good.
Is that going to go to the theaters or is it just going to go to
yeah.
It's I definitely went to the theater.
Okay.
I mean, Marvel's went to the theater and
Marvel
it was like the
always
worst
went to the
movie ever from them. From a financial standpoint. I mean,
I was going to say, it was
I've
actually,
enjoyed the movie, but from a financial standpoint, it's the worst movie that the Marvel universe has ever had.
I think the problem with that is their first Captain Marvel movie was not great.
And it was artificially big from a sales standpoint, I think, because of the timing of it, right? People just went to that movie. And look, I got a lot of friends that loved it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't,
I enjoyed
it wasn't
it,
as strong as the others. And then this one comes out and it's post-COVID. And there's also other stuff going on and people are just like, meh.
Yeah.
And man, it just fell so flat.
I will say the Marvels is 1,000 times better than Captain Marvel because there's just a lot more to it. Like they had a lot better characters involved. It was fun.
I actually like Photon. She was fantastic in Wanda Scarlet Vision. WandaVision. Thank you.
She's fun to watch.
I just think that we were overloaded. I think there was way too much stuff came out way too fast, way too quickly. And just kind of, I remember sitting there at one stage watching. I was like, seriously, how much more Marvel stuff is there? Anyway, coming up in the next hour number 2, we've got loads of amazing stories and stuff, collectibles. Get your questions in for Ask Odie because we're going to be doing that section. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. And remember, we keep the show going on the live stream, so tune in there on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Gotta get it out somehow.
Lord, go home and drink some Frank's Red Hot.
That's probably not the best solution.
You don't like Frank's Red Hot?
Oh, no, I love it. I'm just saying.
Frank's Red Hot.
I still have like a suitcase of hot sauces.
Stuff goes on everything.
Yeah, that's stuff.
Stuff. That's the right word. Stuff. Hey,
yeah.
Who had a question here? So Chris, I don't know if you're listening here or OTA. Believe it or not, have a story about a movie theater in Borderlands. Do you want to do it here or on air?
No, you can go. Yeah, go ahead.
So before we bought our current location, we were actually looking at the shopping center behind Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm. Where's the shopping center behind you?
There's Chick-fil-A on Lawrence Road. There's a shopping center right behind it.
Okay.
We actually took a look at it. The upfit for that center space, which is actually, I think, still empty, was just too insane. I think that's where Fresh Market used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There was literally a hole in the back wall to the outside. It was pretty rough. And we decided at that time it was just going to be too much to fix. If we had pulled that trigger, the movie theater had something like 4 years left on their lease. So I'm just saying there was a possibility that there would have been a Borderlands theater.
Any chance there could be still?
No.
A little bit too embedded in your current thing.
The idea back then was we were going to buy that strip center, try to get a sports bar and an arcade in it.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
So it would have been our store, a sports bar, an arcade, and a movie theater, and it would have been the mecca. It would have been so incredible.
Yeah, because I mean, if you didn't feel like playing games, you could just hang out. And...
You could hang out there and play games. You go to the sports bar, get some wings or something. And oh, you know what? That movie's out. Let's go catch the movie. It would have been such a really cool thing.
Would you like call it all like one thing?
Nope.
Or
just have it all there because I don't want to run a restaurant. I have some friends that do that, which, by the way, call out Local Q because they're the best because we were there tonight. If I was going to have anybody do it, it would have been them. And also, my buddy Nick's Place of Flat's good too, but we were at Q tonight. And so we went and looked at it and shopped it around. I had a buddy that was going to go in with us on the real estate and just decided it was too much. We also looked at the old McGuffey's location on Congaree because the back of the store would have been a billboard to 385. We would just painted the back of our store like a billboard.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
That would have worked.
We were looking at that too. We looked at that building and there was no copper in it.
Oh no!
Literally no copper in the entire building. Someone had broke in and stolen it all. So we would have had to rewire
replumb
everything. So it's
I
crazy.
don't know, man. That idea of having a Borderlands movie theater, that'd be.
I mean, you think you had everything right there. An arcade, a sports bar.
Yeah.
The problem is we have this crazy law in South Carolina that they've never changed because it affected poker machines. And this like really expensive license you have to buy for each machine.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, guys, it's a freaking video game. It shouldn't be $250 per game.
Yeah.
So that's why all your arcades now are a flat fee to come in. You ever notice that? That really awesome one out in Simpsonville is like $10. And you just go play all you want.
Yeah.
So that was another barrier. And,
oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Nobody's paying that much money to any politician in South Carolina to bribe them to care about it because, hate to be that way.
You could be the briber.
Yeah. I don't have an arcade. I did have a friend of mine suggest that he would pay for arcade machines to go in the new store and then we would split the revenue on him. And I told him I don't want to listen to them.
That's fair.
Guys, on the stream, on the next segment, we're going to be talking about if you had ever bent the law. I don't want to say broken the law, but if you've got any stories of when you might have slightly fractured the law, then get them into us.
I feel like you're fishing for something, Narc.
No, I don't want an arc. I don't want anything. Nothing bad. Just stuff that kind of like, oh, that's a little bit naughty.
Okay, I don't want to. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if mine is. It's just a little bit of poor taste in my case.
Mine was really dumb, and I can't wait to share it because
Well, alrighty.
it paints me in a very, very low IQ light.
Well, you're going to be.
Which is incredibly accurate.
We've all had those moments, Rob.
Well, you never did it. It was a friend of yours.
I heard a guy one time.
This guy. It's one time.
Let me tell you the tale.
This one wasn't illegal, but I did convince somebody, like, go over there to pee so nobody can see you, and he peed on the electric fence.
I done that once when I was younger.
That hurts.
And I stuttered for quite a while after it.
Might explain the dyslexia.
No, I was always there. I think I was always there. I can't read music. I'm probably one of the only musicians that I've tried. Like when I was playing music and I had to do music exams, I just learned the song off by heart. And then he'd say, play it from here.
And you'd go, I don't know how to do that.
But yeah, no, I never could. Never, ever could read music.
I was in a performing chorus. And until the third year, when I was a freshman and we did exams, that's when Miss Essex found out I couldn't read music, that I just memorized all the songs.
Yeah. I got in so much trouble.
She goes, you did this for so long, I couldn't read music?
Yep.
No, ma'am.
No, I was in
It's amazing how you can do that.
Yeah, I look back now and go, how did I do that? But I mean, you're young.
I did it. I was
youthful brains are like sponges.
I think so. I was in a marching band and I just couldn't. I just
knew your part.
I had to, yeah.
Huh?
Same with me in the bass. You just do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And you're very welcome back to hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Odie's here looking after things because our good friend Lonzo's just a little bit under the weather. But we have Lonzo Mark II, aka Kamron.
Otherwise known as the Upgrade. I was
The
dubbed
Upgrade, Kamron.
that ages ago.
And of course, we have the exalted Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games, who is sitting in the hot seat and answering any of your questions.
What's up, peeps?
He was brought in via litter.
He was brought in.
I was brought in via litter. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The steps were very precarious.
It was. We did not hire the best guys for that. I apologize.
Spared no expense.
I spared all the expense that we could.
Okay, John.
I'm sorry that one of them was lame.
I got the reference. I'm very old. But, we were talking just through the ad breaks there, or through the top of the hours. That's what we call it, the top of the hour. When it's the
Well, top of the hour to you.
That's a different one altogether.
That's a fine thing.
Oh, no. You
Got him.
you just let off the handbrake there now and let this one just stay where you are. But we were talking during the news there about little rules that you might have broken, or not broken, like maybe just slightly fractured, just kind of, I won't say bent the rules, just kind of just pushed it a little bit far. And you can text in any of your little stories. Now remember, don't name anybody, because we don't want to get anybody in trouble. But if there's any little stories of something you might have done that you're probably not proud of, but at the same time you're giggling in the back of your brain saying, I can't believe I got away with that, you can text us in on the Flaccid text line. Text the word Flaccid and 71307, or you can leave us a message on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm not going to call it X. I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter.
Is he going to give it to you if you do?
Yeah, X will give it to you. So
pushed.
I pushed the boundaries.
Yeah. Mine involves a push. So it's possible as a teenager I lived in the country, and we would find a nice, quiet, dark place to drink the alcohol that someone had liberated from their dad's garage fridge. And
can happen.
It can, but you're in a pasture, and what's in pastures other than cows?
Yeah.
And
we used to call that bushing.
Yeah, except you've drank too much, and
you're in a bush.
So you push the cow, and it was a bull. And you discover how quickly you can sober up, and B, just all these gears you had that you didn't realize how fast you could run. That happened to a friend of mine, I heard.
Friend of yours.
Friend of mine told me.
So he went cow tipping, ended up bull tipping, and then realized that he had 5 gears instead of 4.
Oh, dear God. Probably, I heard 7 or 8. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, it was like, from the rumors that I heard, it was like shaggy and with the wheels spinning.
Yeah. It's amazing how fast you can jump over a fence when you need to.
The Flintstone sound effects. Like,
dude, it was, yeah, the rumor I heard.
Yeah, but I'd say the guy had instant traction. There was no slippage. There was just straight traction.
Dude, what's your blood pressure?
But see, when you're young,
300 over 200 in one heartbeat, thump, gone.
Yeah. See, I can say if you
country boys, right?
Country boys.
That's if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
You gotta be really tough.
You got to be able to survive your own dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in on the stream, I'm not going to say the names, but we have somebody that says, like, working illegally underage in the biggest nightclub in the upstate. I need to know more about that. But I think if you're under 21, you're not allowed to work in nightclubs.
Sounds about right.
I don't know. I mean, there might be people that could bar run or something.
It's either 18 or 21. 21 because like the drinking age is 21, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
I know the person.
I wouldn't know
working illegally underage in the biggest nightclub. Also, later in life, was a wrestling coach.
That explains a lot.
That had to be fun.
Huh?
Yeah,
lawn darting people that didn't want to behave had to be.
So you reckon
lawn darting?
just talking about lawn darts.
Well, I knew the other wrestler in the room.
Okay,
would get a big kick out of that.
Yeah, because I could just see.
You could just see this guy's like he's not listening. I'm afraid he's leaving now.
All right, just neck belt, whoop,
out the door, gone.
And away we go.
Yes.
A good friend of mine.
I got him on 4 this time.
One of my good friends. His favorite saying. He was a bouncer in a nightclub, And he used to walk up to somebody that was doing probably something they shouldn't have,
Mhm.
and he would grab them in the way you said, neck and belt,
Mhm.
and just say to them in a kind of a nice little slow voice, "Pick a window, you're leaving." And when someone says to you, "Pick a window, you're leaving," they mean business at that stage.
So in this case, would it be defenestration?
Yeah, twice.
You ever heard the Ron White thing?
Go on.
Where they said, "You're being arrested for being drunk in public." And he goes, "I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into
the public."
That's like the best line ever. I was drunk in a bar.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I was thrown into the public.
I think you'll find it was not my fault that I'm in public.
That I was in
It's
public.
somebody else's fault.
Oh, that
So-
was absolutely hilarious.
So I got a tale about a rapscallion who who borrowed a buddy's car and was making a run out with some
Right.
of his friends. He was sick.
Just
he was,
this rapscallion needs to remember that there's people listening to this that are in charge of his life. Just gonna say that. Just over there. Go on. Tell your story.
True. But the rapscallion, everyone knew about what happened. Anyway, so we were coming back with some medicine for the friend, or the rapscallion was.
Yeah. Talk about it in the fourth person.
Yes. So the rapscallion went out with his friends, got some medicine for the friend whose car that they borrowed. Then the rapscallion got a terrible idea.
Okay.
This is in college for the rapscallion. He was just like, that one girl that our friend might have had relationships
Right.
with very briefly.
Go on.
Where did she park?
No.
Did she?
So,
Did
No.
this
so the
rap-
rapscallion might have egged on his friends to park the friend's car by that person's thing. Went back, gave the friend his medicine, and then told the friend, "I hope you enjoy a good scavenger hunt."
Because we lost the car.
We lost the car.
I gotta.
But the other thing is, the friend ended up finding the car and
Well, then it all worked out well.
was chastising towards the rapscallion.
Look, once things work out well, it's all good. It doesn't matter what laws may have been splintered ever so slightly. I do have a limerick in. Do you want to hear a limerick?
Oh, God,
Please,
no.
please share a limerick.
No, it's not the limerick I told you earlier, because that would just get me barred from America, let alone any of the.
I
yeah,
almost wanted to kick you out of America for that.
it was funny though.
Mm.
Okay, here's oh yes, the robotic stripper was twerking. I deduced from her flaunting and jerking. When I smelled a burning wire, her G-string caught fire, and she was hot but no longer was working. And that comes in from our lyricist, Alan Orr in Spartanburg. Thank you very much for that
Oh
one.
my
It's a little
God.
bit strange, I know.
Strange but hilarious.
Strange
That's
but
pretty good.
hilarious.
That was a
good.
solid one.
On the stream, we have I knew a bouncer. I love the way he knew a bouncer. He didn't say he was a bouncer. He knew a bouncer that used the person's head to open the door. I mean, that's one way to do it.
It's very strange, Brett.
No.
Can't imagine a bouncer that would do something like that.
No, don't mention
Brett.
names. Don't say Brett.
I'm not saying
Okay, don't say it was him.
I know him.
So one of the little things that a friend of mine used to do back in Ireland is, you have to pay. Well, I don't know. Do you have to pay your property tax on vehicles over here? You have to pay tax on your vehicles to
Yes.
put your registration tax. Registration tax, yeah.
Mhm.
In Ireland, you have to pay tax on your vehicle every single year, and it is extremely expensive. I had a BMW, a 2-liter BMW, and it used to cost me the equivalent of about $2,400 every year to tax it. So people didn't tax it. They just try and get away with not taxing it, because there was a scheme where you could go drive your vehicle without tax, and if the cop stopped you, you would say, "Oh, I'm just after putting it back on the road. It's been off the road getting fixed." And then you go to the cop station, you sign a piece of paper saying that your vehicle had been off the road for a few months, and then you go and tax it for a couple of months, 3 months. The government got word of this, and they got clever, and they decided to say that you can no longer do this. You can no longer declare your vehicle off the road unless it is actually off the road, which is the right thing to do.
Sure.
So then people decided that there was another loophole. If you got caught without having tax on your vehicle, you just sell the vehicle to your friend, and then you buy it back off him a day later. So
Maybe you shouldn't charge an exorbitant tax on the vehicle to begin with.
Yeah, but it's Ireland. They charge loads of tax for no reason whatsoever. It's such a small island, but it's incredibly corrupt.
I have no idea why we all sailed over here.
I do.
And then the same thing happened.
The fact that it's not so expensive to tax a vehicle over here, it's kind of good. I kind of
The vehicle, though. We actually pay more taxes than anybody if you do the overall math.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind
you're
of
somewhere in June.
You pay tax and then you pay another tax and a tax on top of that and you pay tax. But we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah, that's the daytime show.
That's the daytime show. Anyway, coming up in the next, after the ad breaks, we are going to be posing questions to our resident leprechaun. So if you have anything that you want to know about Ireland, then get them into us. Get your questions into us on the Flaccid text line 71307, or you can hit us up on the stream. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Ask Sodi. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Kakalakis.
Sounded like a word that ends in Olay, with your accent, it sounded like it was very funny.
It was good.
Yeah. Completely unintentional on your part. It was really hilarious.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
Sorry, we went a little bit dead for a second.
We did for a second so that we could discuss a wordy dirty.
Yeah, we thought that there was a word said, but there wasn't a word said.
Yeah. Are we going to discuss Mr. McMahon?
No, apparently.
See,
it did.
100%. I heard it too, Viper Dave. That's what we might have been discussing. Was laughing pretty hard.
That's a different show.
I was trying to keep it under control.
We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that one because that's obviously not.
That's I was like, and I made that look at him, and as he's going off, and he's over there like, what happened? I was looking at you like, oh, that was great. I know it wasn't on purpose. Your dad keeps up sometimes. What UFC 300? Do y'all feel like that card is good but underwhelming? Has he talked about
Here's
it?
the thing: what you just said, Dad does.
So you don't.
Not as much anymore. No.
You know what
I'm
really
sorry.
stinks? All those cons. We can't go to Sting's last match.
Oh, that sucks.
Went to Flair's. Went to Ricky Steamboat's. And that was unbelievable. You wouldn't believe how good he was. He made Flair look awful. He was so good.
How old is Ricky?
Oh, 70 something.
Jeez.
And he was unbelievable in that match.
There's some of those guys who could just keep going.
He hit his spots perfect. No, they did a 6-man, reduce his time, right?
Mhm.
It was amazing. They did a great job. Flair's was awful. Absolutely awful. The whole card was great, and then Flair was just awful.
Yeah.
He
He should have stopped a while ago.
It was bad. It was bad. And look, I'm not even ragging on him. I'm just stating the fact of it was bad. Ricky's was as good as his was bad. Like Ricky Steamboat hit a Ricky Steamboat floating arm drag at like 70 or whatever he was.
That's pretty impressive.
It was unbelievable. It was so good that Cash Wheeler from FTR jumped off the ring and slammed his hands on the ringside apron. And I won't use the words he used, but they were basically saying that was awesome. Like he hit it and he lost his crap, like because he had apparently been training with him, and he goes, I can't believe he hit that. Like we're sitting ringside, he's like, he hit it so perfect. Like he's not on camera, and he's still losing his mind at how perfect it was.
Well, I mean, you see something like that, it just instantly jolts you with adrenaline.
Ricky's going to be at the con, by the way. So,
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. We have another guest we're working on, but we don't have a contract, so I can't say anything. We are WrestleMania weekend, so it is harder, a lot harder to get wrestlers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We've got Danhausen, Brody King, Ricky Steamboat, and we're working on another one.
I was about to say, in that case, you're just getting AEW and some legends.
Which
point.
is fine. We never got WWE, active WWE people are just a challenge to deal with because of their organization and everything. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Why am I fluffy headed?
Why is my head fluffy?
Why is my brain fluffy?
Why am I fluffy? Sorry.
I like being fluffy.
But we're excited about the annual sale. I think it's going to be.
I'm excited. I'm excited
really fun.
to get to it.
I think we have a week off after it of travel, and then it goes haywire.
That's cool.
Then you hit the busy season.
It's not supposed to be some moron
Hi, guys.
making a schedule worse.
It's called masochism.
Okay, ready? And you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse here on News Talk 98.9 WR, the voice of the Carolinas. We were discussing, this is the Ask OD section, Ask OD section, because apparently when I say the Ask OD section quickly, it sounds like something else. So I just want to verify that I said Ask OD.
It was Ask Odie?
Yeah. Ask
Odie?
Yeah, that's what was said.
I didn't realize
Somebody
that.
said it sounds like something different.
I have no idea what that could have been.
No idea what
weird
it
is
could
it?
have been.
Yeah.
It is Ask
No.
Odie, Viper Dave. Yeah. But moving swiftly on, Chris says to me, Odie, do they have professional wrestling in Ireland? No, we call it outside the pub fighting, and it happens most Friday nights and Sunday mornings.
What about Saturdays? I heard Saturdays are all right for fighting. Or is that only in England?
You know, Elton does talk about it. And of course, as you know, Ireland and England are not related, even slightly.
No?
Yeah. And I hear that even though there's no wrestling, there is little action there.
Ah.
There can be. There can be. Hang on, I just need to grab this over here. I just need to pull that there. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So, Sean says, Odie, I've seen the Kerrygold butter in the supermarket, but I have also seen Kerrygold cheese. Is the cheese as good as the butter?
Scott, why did you do this?
If you're going to go anywhere within the world, near or far,
Every time.
make sure that you bring your amazing packet of Kerrygold Irish butter. You can also get Kerrygold Irish cheese, but it's not the same color and it tastes a little bit different.
That's texture.
But, but it is. This is the ad time. You know, we're trying to get them to sponsor us.
You're trying to get them to sponsor us.
I'm trying to get them to sponsor me. I'd love to have a Kerrygold sticker on my back.
I'm just a bystander for this.
I'm not getting a Kerrygold tattoo.
You should get a Kerrygold tattoo. Is there any tattoo artist out there that could give a Kerrygold tattoo? Anyway, hold on. We were talking about Kerrygold butter. Just remember, if you're looking for the best butter from Kerry, it's gold. And that's about it. Yeah, that's the bit.
And if you're going to get cheese, get the crock cheese from Australia. That stuff's amazing.
It is. There's another type
super
of
super sharp. It's like almost crunchy because of the crystals in it because it's so sharp.
it is.
Yeah. It'll change the level of your ears when you bite it. Like it's a thing.
Will it hurt?
Indeed.
Will it hurt good?
So good.
We shouldn't talk about that. What he said was ask Odie. Okay.
Yes, ask Odie.
Ask Odie. I've decided that I'm going to start talking really slowly from now on. I'm no longer going to talk at full Irish speed because Scott also came back and he said that the Kerrygold butter is the best. The garlic butter is the best. Fair enough.
Garlic butter is amazing.
Garlic butter
I'm
is.
going to try garlic butter at some point. I haven't had any.
You could just make it.
You could.
Just throw garlic in some butter?
Yeah. It's not really that complicated.
It's not
It's a novel
hard.
idea.
No, it's really not hard. You just crush up the garlic and you put it in. On the text line, on the Flaccid text line 71307, it says, Odie, where are you from? Where in Ireland are you from? Well, I was born in Cork and I lived in Cork for about 7 or 8 days because I was born to a mother and child home. If you don't know what they are, look them up. They're absolutely horrific. And then I was found by a bunch of leprechauns and I was moved to the city of Limerick. And then I was moved to the city of Mullingar.
Do they only speak in rhymes in Limerick? I really hope that's the case.
Yes, they do. That's why I have a lyrical accent about me because I lived in Limerick for quite a while. I lived in Limerick for quite a while and it was always the greatest style. I moved to Mullingar and then to the USA where you and me were on the radio. Almost. Nearly.
Couldn't quite finish it.
It's not a bad off the cuff limerick.
It was good.
Yeah.
I give that a 90.
You could say that.
90 out of 7 million. Viper Dave Viper Dave wants to know, do you eat butter straight or do you put it on potatoes? Well, I don't really like potatoes anymore because I spent the first 37 years of my life eating potatoes for every single meal, and that'll kind of grate on you after a
I
while.
feel
No,
like
it
that's
won't.
very
I
un-Irish.
don't even understand. Yeah.
What?
What are you saying?
I don't even know what you were saying.
Potatoes?
That you don't what?
Eat what?
I don't even get
How can
that.
you be Irish and not eat potatoes?
What?
You don't have to.
You have to.
What?
What?
Potato. You know, this whole section is just after taking a turn for the complete and utter weirdness.
Amen.
It's it's out there, but no, I don't eat butter straight because I mean that's just cholesterol. Just just
Healthy.
I
Yeah.
eat butter by the brick. just gnaw it down.
But I tell you what, when I came to America and I saw butters in a stick of butter,
Uh-huh.
that blew my fragile little mind.
So what does it come in Ireland?
It's
Just
like
a
a
tub?
big.
In a tub.
It comes in a tub, but it's a big kind of gold brick of butter.
I feel like Rob is slowly getting a bowler hat now.
Just
Rob
doing
is
it for
getting a
fun.
butter.
I'm just messing.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah,
fun.
you know.
He's not biting though.
No, I won't bite.
He's like, I'm not going to bite on your
He's waving at his
stupidity.
face like,
Yeah.
come on,
I'm
come on.
not biting on your
No.
stupidity.
Not going to do that at all. I speak Irish. Chris said I once knew a man from. No, we're not doing that one. We have.
Is it that guy from Nantucket that had his butter in a
No,
bucket?
yeah, but there you
Yeah,
go,
I heard
Chris.
that one
No, We're
earlier.
not doing that either.
He's already done that one to me, Chris. You don't need to do it.
Sean says, Odie, is it an open border between Ireland and Northern Ireland, or are there checkpoints, guards, passport requirements,
That's a
etc.?
good question.
And that is a question, and this is going to surprise you. I don't know.
Because you never tried.
Because no, I've been to Northern Ireland quite a few times. When I was a kid, there was the checkpoints. There was never passport requirements. There was a lot of police officers. There was a lot of Irish guards. There was a lot of English armed forces, like soldiers and naval commanders and all that good stuff. Like it was scary going through it because there would have been battalions of English troops walking around Northern Ireland with guns.
So
Yeah.
you say English. I had a friend from Wales that he didn't.
Yeah,
Well, so if I said British,
British. Yeah.
that's okay.
So British covers Scotland, Wales, and England,
Right.
and the surrounding islands like the Isle of Man and the Isle of Dogs, Isle of Skye, all of the little islands around there, and Northern Ireland. And in the British Army, you've got the Irish Regiment, the Scots Regiment, the Welsh Regiment. I don't think there's the English Regiment because they're all in that group anyway. But yeah, there would have been. So yes, there could have been Irish troops fighting for well, I suppose they were fighting at one stage. There could have been Irish troops fighting for the English, protecting Northern Ireland from the Irish, because we all know that the IRA and the UVF were all at each other's throats. But that was when I was a lot younger, and then there was peace. We're still in peacetime. It's great. But now England has left the EU, so England and Ireland are two separate entities. So I don't know if there's a hard border, but I do know that there is a bigger border preference. So I'm not too sure about that. What have we got? Scott says, after bread being deviled potatoes are the devil's advocate, I'm telling you. Well,
High carb.
high carbs. Probably why I'm so rotund.
I still eat all the potatoes.
Same.
Yeah.
I myself have
I'm-
become a potato.
Yeah. Mash them, bash them, put them in a stew.
Potato. Chris says,
Potatoes, precious.
actually, Chris has asked a question, but I want Kamron to ask it. I want to see if he
Oh.
can pronounce it.
Do you have a shillelagh?
Oh, he knows how to pronounce shillelagh.
You don't
Of
know
course
what
I
a
do.
Of course
No,
we
I know
what
what
a
I
shillelagh is.
know what a shillelagh
No,
is.
so of course we know.
Oh,
what-
yeah, okay.
Yes.
If you don't know that would be awful.
Look,
It
we are
was.
men of culture.
All right. Yeah,
Or something.
something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a shillelagh in the house, and I do what the song says. I batter them with my shillelagh. So don't call to the house unless we want you there.
Is it magical?
It is a magical shillelagh.
Are you a druid?
You'll see double if he touches you with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather Odie not touch me with his shillelagh.
Actually, have I ever told you about the magic tractor?
Go on.
The magic tractor drove down the road and then turned into a field. He turned into
Yeah. That's a dad joke right there.
That's a dad joke right there.
I don't have a lot of tolerance for that.
Coming up after the break,
I think we just got broken.
I think we just got broken a little bit. Look at the wild
Tractor
cat.
broke down in that field.
The wild cat wrangler is not here tonight. He's at home recuperating. So, as we said at the start of the show, boundaries will be pushed and deep dark
Spears will be broken.
Spears will be broken. Tangents will be
Time for a red day.
dove into. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Actually got you with that one.
I was like trying to remember, what did Theoden say?
That was fantastic.
Hey, at least I didn't
Finally
start,
broke and he's like, stop it.
hey, at least I didn't start yelling, "Death!"
Stop that.
Shields will be splintered. That's
Shields
right.
will be
Thank you,
splintered.
Chris. I need to watch that again. It's been way too long.
This is what Lonzo's feeling right now as he listens. Watch the dude's face.
Yeah.
No.
Everything I've built, the years I've put into it.
It's going away. Oh, we're special. We're special.
Well, to be fair, you're a replacement cat wrangler.
I'm the cat wrangler.
Yeah,
That's bad.
You can tell us no.
That's bad. You don't want me.
One of the worst cats.
I am the worst cat.
Lonzo, call in.
I don't come in here to
He
be.
can't talk.
Lonzo can't talk. If he could
I
call
don't come in here
he'd
to be
hear,
the
dude.
structured guy. I come in here to goof off and have fun.
He'll do the most aggressive ASL of all time.
Oh,
I just imagine Lonzo calling in.
that's all we get. And then hang up. Just go, yeah.
No, just like the most intense whispering you've ever heard in your entire life.
Ooh, intense whispering.
Look, Cody, I know
We need to get back on track a little bit because we're not.
Look, you're the one who's derailed right now.
Yeah, I know. All right. When
I
we
think
come
you need
back,
to write your ship, fella.
do I?
I think you need to write your ship, fella.
I don't even have a ship.
What's it going to be like when I'm on your show in 2 weeks?
Crazy.
It's going to be out of control. There's no wrangling. There's no wrangling.
Not even slightly.
It'll be like, how long is this podcast going to be? I have no idea. I know.
No. It's the TV show is going to be just the crazy, but the podcast, the TV show is structured crazy, but the podcast, if I get you on the podcast,
Just go forever.
that's just boom,
Whatever.
pretty much.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about stuff you might have collected as a kid, and I'll be telling the on-airs in a few minutes.
Woohoo!
Well, yeah,
Did
we're gonna
you
talk about stuff that we
collect
collected.
as a kid?
Call cards. Yes. Tell me all about it in a couple of minutes.
Call cards.
Yes.
He told me what they were during the break, I didn't know
Oh,
today.
They're pretty cool. Well, they were pretty cool. They don't do them anymore.
at least it wasn't cricket cards.
And you're very welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. We're all having a little bit of a dancey dance here in the studio, so why not join us? You know,
Oh,
you,
yeah, the dancing.
you can check out the dancey dance.
Listen, Sprocket.
Well, that's right, Dieter. For breaking it down.
It's too much.
We are going to the discotheque. I have my chaps on, and we are going to have the dance, and it's going to be the
And I
fun
don't
time.
have my chaps on.
Well, you don't want to know about that. Anyway, just going to wrangle the cats a little bit. Finishing up the last segment when we had the Ask Odie. Remember, you can ask Odie anything you want, and I might answer. On the Flaccid text line, we had, Odie, are there any American words from the Irish language? Yes, there are. Shenanigans.
I like shenanigans.
Shenanigans is one of them. There was another couple, but, I can't. Tell you what, Texter, I will check that out, and I will get back to you. Definitely. Who's Cody? I am. I'm Cody. Apparently. Oh, do you know when I go to like fast food joints, or like we went for burgers before the show, and I don't give my name anymore.
Because they don't know how to say
They
it.
don't know how to say
So
it.
what do you say?
I give my middle name, my second name.
What's that?
I'm not telling you, but that's the word I give, and they call it out.
Well, I have to go for burgers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
No, you
please
can't.
don't.
No, we'll bring you for burgers, and you'll
I've been
find.
for burgers before.
Yeah.
You've done that multiple
I will
times.
have a
Yeah.
burger again. I like burgers.
I like burgers.
Oh yeah. So now I was talking to the guys during the ad, and what did you collect when you were kids? Is there anything you collected when you were small, when you were young, that you don't collect anymore? How about we go to Rob first?
Well,
What
that
do you think?
Don't collect. So I still will buy baseball cards once in a while.
Ooh.
And it's just because I like opening the packs. Like I'll give them to my son. I'll give them to somebody. I just want to open them.
Oh,
When I
is
was a
it?
kid, I loved baseball on a level that's fairly terrifying. And
Almost fanatical.
yeah, I love the numbers. I loved reading all the stats. And
Okay, so you're gonna have to explain that one to me because we didn't have baseball cards. So you had the picture on the front.
picture on the front and statistics on the back.
Oh, okay.
And I loved memorizing them. And it's really scary, like how much I know that I don't know I know, because
Yeah.
I read all, did all that.
Yeah.
And but I still love it. I still, we for several years, Michelle and I ran the Shoeless Joe Jackson Museum here in town
Okay.
for Shoeless Joe Jackson, which
Yeah.
we were really proud of what we were able to accomplish there. And so yeah,
So
I think
baseball
baseball
cards.
cards would be my thing. There's other stuff that I loved, but they were inexpensive and easy to collect.
Okay. What about you, Cam?
Dragon Ball Z action figures. Or just kind of action figures in general for like some of the shows and stuff I was into when I was a kid.
Okay.
Of course, that's kind of graduated and evolved into statues and that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
Like,
Like collectible figures and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
I followed you around the con before.
you,
I've seen you getting.
It's
I
not-
came-
it's also grown to like bigger things. that
I
can
snuck
buy.
up behind him and scared the heck out of him. He's like, "What are you doing?" Following you.
That's kind of not something that one dude says to another dude, man. Okay.
Of course, that reminds me of something I was going to buy that Stan Lee had just passed, and there was a Captain America shield that had a signature on there.
Yeah.
And I was staring at it, and Dad was right beside me, and he was like, "You ought to get it. You have the money for that." I was like, "Yeah, but I don't know." And then some dude in full Captain America cosplay walks up and goes, "That's a fine purchase," and then just walks off.
Did you buy it?
No,
Oh. Do you regret it?
a little.
I mean, you didn't even listen
To Captain America.
Here's the thing: I did the American thing and did what I wanted to do, and not listen to anybody.
Oh.
So
of this.
You
I have
know.
respect.
Yeah.
yes,
But at the same time, I'm kind of like,
as an
"No,
American,
no."
I go by my own individualism.
Okay. I
which
go with
I
that.
feel like Captain America would respect that.
He would.
But he's
He would also giggle at you, going, "I told him to get my shield. I
But-
told him."
But I
he
should
didn't
have
get
bought it.
You see now, and
We've
now
all
you're
got
there.
those, right?
And
I
now
was
you're
trying to
there,
be frugal, and it's just like,
and now you don't have it. But I used to collect call cards, and the two guys are looking at me here going,
I keep thinking you're
What?
saying calling cards. It's just like calling cards of who? Villains?
"Calling card? Oh, they left their calling card. Ah, there you go. Yeah, now I get it.
I
No,
have
it
a
was-
question mark. I have this Joker one. There's this
Mm-hmm.
burnt coin.
Yeah. What's up with this coin? Why is it scratched up on one side?
It's only
Yeah.
on one side, but that wasn't
Kind
really
of defaces the whole value of
his
it. doesn't
calling
it?
card because he didn't leave it.
Hey, it could be the Phantom's calling card. It could punch you in the jaw and leave a scar on your face.
Yeah, but then you know exactly who it was.
Well, or who was there.
Who-
You wouldn't know who they were.
Who was the Phantom?
Well, his fake name was Kit Walker.
Was that the same Phantom that was in the TV series?
in the movie?
No, wasn't there a cartoon?
Cartoon?
Yeah.
There was Defenders of the Earth and Phantom 2040. So the
Yes.
Phantom passes down from usually father to son,
Mhm.
but there was a female that was a Phantom for a while.
Okay.
Stuff like that, like a sister that had to take over when he got sick. But yeah, it passes down. They call him the Ghost Who Walks, and that's why
Yes.
the name Kit Walker is a reference to Ghost Who
Ah,
Walks.
walking
Oh.
ghosts. But yeah, again,
He's the first costume superhero.
was he?
First superhero in a costume's Phantom.
I would have thought it was Batman.
Nope, predates him.
That's
By
pretty
how
cool.
long?
It's pretty cool. Like 3 years, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See, that's my mind blown for this show.
Yeah.
So was he the first superhero?
You could argue that, right? But then would you consider Tarzan a superhero? Would you consider Zorro or the Shadow? Because they were in pulp magazines.
That is a good question.
Right,
What
so
separates a superhero from like a hero in
because
fiction?
Batman doesn't have powers, right? So the Shadow was on a radio show. They did movie serials,
right.
and he was in the pulp magazines would be kind of like paperbacks for us now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting on like who, but the first costume one that we accept is the
Was the
Phantom
Phantom.
in costume.
And his deal was he could talk to the animals, or he could.
Nope. No superpowers at all.
Oh. But did he not communicate with them, or did he not?
He had a horse, and he had a depending on the time period, he had a horse and a wolf
Okay.
that were well trained, but he could not talk to the animals.
Okay.
The tribe, the African tribe where he was,
Yeah.
respected the legacy of the Phantom and helped him out.
Ah, okay.
And I
To give
think
him food and
he
shelter.
even sat on their council. Like it was pretty interesting stories over the years that were told.
That's
We've had the same Phantom though since like the 50s. So they used to rotate through him a little more.
Yeah.
So I think it was like 58, 59. It's been the same guy. They haven't really done the story of killing him off and moving on.
He hasn't, like, I know there was, as you say, he was in Defenders of the Earth and he was in the movie, and then there was the Billy Zane was one of the movies as well.
That movie wasn't atrocious. I think it gets a bad rap.
But I think
it could have
that's-
been a lot worse.
I think that's the thing with the movies that are, when you look back at them, at the time they were cheesy and you were just like, but now when you look back at them and you go back and rewatch them, they're like, it's not the worst movie.
I mean, they didn't have a budget. So
No,
for the budget they had,
nowhere near the
they did
budget.
okay with the budget they had.
Yeah. It's like, as we were talking about earlier on, they had no budget in Star Trek, the original Star Trek.
Right. And the Phantom is frankly a lot bigger in Europe, Australia. Australia's huge.
Oh, okay.
India, a lot of the like Sweden and Norway, a lot of those countries, the
Mhm.
Phantom's big. So it's funny, he's much bigger in other countries than here.
Do you think it's time for him to come back? Make a comeback.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Hermes Press tried a small miniseries and they reprint all of his stuff, but I don't know how you would bring him back. I mean, I really think they need to. You could get a storyline out of killing him,
And then,
having the replacement.
yeah.
And maybe that could be something that actually got some media coverage, and you can launch a comic and you could do some different things. But I don't know if they'll do that or not.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
King Features still owns him probably, and then they license it out to the other people. But in Australia, it's like an ongoing comic series, comes out every 2 weeks.
So it's still massive.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
still big in Australia.
That's wild.
But just remember, Australia did just try all of the animals in Australia. They would need a Phantom to wrangle them.
Or
'cause
they'll kill you.
Everything
It feels that way.
Everything in Australia wants to kill you. Even koala bears, or as I should call them, drop bears, because they drop onto you and then claw your eyes out. That's what they do.
While asking you for a Reese's peanut butter cup.
No, that's Hawaii.
That's why.
So
Yeah.
basically, Ewoks are just koala bears that just evolved a bit.
They're really big koala bears. Like, koalas are small, but vicious,
Like
deadly.
20 pounds or something.
I wouldn't even say they're that big.
Really?
I've held one, and I was a little bit scared when I was holding him because he was looking at me. I know he was stoned because all koala bears are stoned all the time, but he was looking at me and he was like, "I could mess you up."
Why is that a general thing? Why are they all stoned?
They get like the eucalyptus leaves. It's the only thing that they eat, right? There's only 5% of the leaf has nutritional value, so they have to keep eating it. Like, they have to constantly eat it. It has very little nutritionist value. It gives them diarrhea all the time. They just constantly, all the time. And it makes them scream because they're hallucinating. And if you hear a koala screaming at 2:00 in the morning, it sounds like, I don't even know what it sounds like. It sounds
Like a
like the
koala
biggest,
screaming at 2:00.
but it sounds like a demon.
So
really
you're
sounds-
saying it's like bourbon.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Eucalyptus leaves are like bourbon.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said urban.
no, bourbon. Like they
Oh,
makes
yes,
them sick,
some-
makes them yell.
Yeah,
Has
just,
no nutritional value.
and they all have STIs. They all have them. They all have chlamydia. Every single koala has chlamydia
Why don't we just wipe out koala bears?
It sounds like they're dangerous.
because they're so cute.
But they're just riddled with disease.
Oh, 100%. They're just, as I said
still
to you.
think sloths are really trying to kill you, and everybody thinks they're cute with those big hook hands.
Yes,
But they're so slow they can't. They're like, I'm gonna kill you.
I can just
I'm
imagine.
going
And then they
for
just
the
kind of
throat
tap
now.
you. They're like, oh.
I can just imagine a sloth just sitting there. And it's like, see you. I'm gonna get you. No, slow down, man. You're moving too fast, and you're just walking away at normal speed.
It's just like, get back here, man.
Do you
I'm gonna get you.
do you, re-
No.
do you reckon? Do you reckon when somebody picks up a sloth, you know the way like the zookeepers or the holders, do you reckon when they pick up a sloth and they hold it in their arms and they walk at normal pace, the sloth is kind of like, no man, slow down, seriously.
Oh yeah, it's like being on one of those there's like a electric car that goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're completely lost all sense of where they are.
You're slow down. It's going too quick.
He's a wild man.
Scott has chimed in and he said that koalas are not actually bears. They are a marsupial, just like a possum. I didn't know that possums were marsupials. I know.
Yeah, because they have pouches.
Have you ever had a possum mad at you?
Yeah. Recently.
So when he opened his mouth, you're like, I did not realize there were that many teeth in that cute little head.
Yes, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I have a story.
That head cute.
Yeah.
I have a story about that, but I can't tell it on air or anywhere because.
I was going to say, one time I saw my father throw a 2x4.
Not there you go. That's we're definitely not talking about throwing 2x4s at anything.
No, why would we do that?
You throw a
Allegedly.
2x4 at the wall. That's probably what you do. Somebody asked, did you call out to me? No, I don't think so.
I got to call out. Hey, Nathan. I had a buddy of mine holler at me.
Oh, hello, Nathan.
He said, what are you, personality now? You're talking about phantoms and koala bears? I'm like, we're desperate, man.
Well,
Desperate times.
We're not desperate.
No, it's not.
We're having fun.
This is what happens. Anybody who's new to the show, you're very welcome. You're definitely very welcome. But anybody that is new to the show, you have to realize that we start off. I have in front of me, I have a full list of stuff that we are going to talk about on the show. And it is being shown this full list of all the show.
There's a list.
All the topics.
We hit 11%.
I don't think we have. We've hit a bit.
11%?
Yeah, possibly.
Hit something with Godzilla. We asked Odie.
We did.
What'd you collect?
We collect. So we've hit quite a bit.
We didn't talk about Roadhouse.
Oh, we did kind of. We were talking about movies that they remake and that they shouldn't. Tell you what, when we come back, we might just get back on track and not delve into the big tangents. But before we do,
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
because you're a tangent man.
You're accusing me of being on the tangents?
Before we do, we're going to have a little bit of a dance, a jam and dance party. That's what you're doing.
A sprocket.
Oh yeah, that's good, Dita.
You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the German Carolinas.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. Hi, fantastic. Hi, fantastic.
Always amazing.
You can't jump either. That's always the gag if you miss a shot. And you can't jump. It's like, stop it. Why you got to pile on?
There's a reason why I was a wrestler, not a basketball player.
It's also a movie.
Oh, is it?
That's actually the name of White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, is it?
Woody Harrelson and what's his name? Wesley Snipes, who
Yep.
who originally, do you guys know about this? Wesley Snipes got in severe tax trouble, and his agents were like, "Well, you can do all this martial arts stuff.
Allegedly.
You should fight Joe Rogan." Well, it's not allegedly; it's a fact. So they were negotiating with the UFC for Wesley Snipes to fight Joe Rogan. Rogan's talked about this on air.
Oh, yeah?
And so, if you don't know, Joe Rogan was a American Taekwondo champion,
Mhm.
and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, both under Jean-Jacques Machado, who is one of the greatest jiu-jitsu people on the planet, and Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, who was the first guy to tap a Gracie in competition. So Rogan will murder you, and it's ridiculous.
He is ripped though, isn't he? He's a
Right,
big
but
guy.
it's not only ripped. He's very
He
skilled.
knows how to use it.
His spinning back kick is so good that when they wanted to show someone how to do a George St. Pierre wanted help with a spinning back kick, they went to Joe Rogan.
If you've ever heard the impact of his kicks, sounds like gunshots.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. So they were negotiating this, and so they started going like, Wesley, it's 50-50. Then they finally start telling him, dude, you don't understand, he can fight. So they started to want, we want 70-30. And we went, and Rogan said, tell them anything. He can have all the money. If he wants to do this, I'll just do it. They declined.
Yeah.
What they were trying to do was get him to say no so that they could have bragging rights.
He wasn't going to say no because
And he was not going to say no. He's like,
No.
I'm not worried at all. I'm gonna take you now and probably make you go night, put you to sleep, wake you up, say it's okay, buy you a beer, and let's move on.
Yeah.
It's probably what was going to happen. Like he wasn't going to try to hurt him. He's like, I'll just take you down, choke you out. We're done. Yep.
There's like a small clip or something of like some girl calling him fat at one point. Like some girl was like calling Joe Rogan fat, and Joe's just looking at her. It's like just pulls up his shirt, just shows all of it. He's just like, really? And she's still trying to say that. It's like, all right, she's drunk.
He's a monster.
Absolutely is.
I got it, buddy. He's not listening now because he was listening, I think, in the car. But he said, I did not expect a text back mid-show.
That's what we can do. I mean,
And you
we
can do that in radio,
Yeah.
right? It's difficult to do that if you're technically on TV, but
Yeah.
on this, nobody cares.
Also, you
How
can let
does
some of
it
the other
talk to-
guys talk and then just take a second. Just to
Because
type.
I'm going to shoot a text back.
Yeah.
Kind of fun to do.
Always fun.
I've had kids text me before that I knew their dads. Hey, this is so-and-so. Are you on the radio? That you? It is, buddy.
All right. Last round. Here we go.
Let's go.
I'm going to try to work in the sale one time before we go.
Oh yeah.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the UPSTATE Pulse. Odie here with Kamron and the exalted Rob Young. It is the lightning round where we talk as fast as we can. Not as fast as we can because we discovered earlier on when Odie talks fast, it sounds like something he shouldn't be saying. But here
Snafus.
is a little bit. Here's one for you. If you were trying to evade the police officers, how would you do it? Rob, we'll go with you first. If you wanted to throw them off the scent, what would you do?
I would be like the ninjas in the old Tick cartoon,
Yeah.
and I would just pretend to be a hedge.
Ooh. I can see that. I can actually see you pretend to be a hedge. That'd be pretty cool.
I could.
What about
Be a
you?
hedge.
What about you, Cam? If you were trying to throw somebody off the scent.
It's not troll.
Yeah, don't throw. You throw them in Ireland and you throw them into trees. But if you were over here in America, how would you throw the cops off the scent?
My trusty cardboard box.
You just hide under the cardboard box?
Yes. As Snake would do from Metal Gear.
Oh,
We're all
yeah.
ninjas.
That would definitely work.
Yes.
I can see that working.
No
Well,
one would check under a box.
never. I'd never check under a box. Well, a Florida man who was being hunted down by the cops, he decided to throw them off the scent by placing a big screen outside his house reading, Johnny Yates does not live here.
Oh, that's genius. Because no one could confuse that
Yeah.
with this is Johnny's house.
No, they couldn't.
No, I really think that guy.
If I walked up to somebody's house and it said, like if I walked up to your house and it said on the thing, Rob Young does not live here, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'll go to it. Rob, I'm outside what I thought was your house, man, and it's obviously not.
Apparently he's not here.
Yeah, well, it didn't work, apparently.
What?
No.
What? That's foolproof.
Oh man, I don't know how that happened.
I know, Yates, who
Does
was,
that guy get an honorary Darwin Award?
I think he kind of does. Yates, who was 41, is wanted by the Pule County Sheriff's Office on aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and tampering charges. It's a lot of stuff.
and lack of typing skills.
Well, it wasn't typing because he used a whiteboard.
Used a whiteboard.
He used a whiteboard with rub away markers. You know, like he's like,
Did it have some of his criminal plans like on it too? Like in the back? Like he didn't erase all of it?
he might have had
It's like
some.
step 3 and then step 4.
Step 3, step 4, step 6, order pizza with money that we got from
Step 7, write on whiteboard to throw off the cops.
Throw them off the scent. A deputy showed up to Yates Lakeland home at about 2:45 p.m. on Saturday afternoon after getting a tip off that he was holed up inside. Sheriff's office said on Facebook. So this was on Facebook. When the deputies arrived, they noticed that the note was written on a dry erase board in front of a window that said, Johnny Yates does not _ live here.
Oh boy, the ink is fresh too.
The post said, gee, the dry erase board has never lied to us before, so we should believe it, right? I can just imagine. I
think we all need to follow this police
I
department.
think we do.
I think we
Everybody
do.
needs to
Oh,
go
that's
on to the Polk County Sheriff's Department. Go on to them on Facebook, and I mean, it's in Florida, so some of the stories. It's like when I lived in Ireland. To make someone believe a story, I was like, in America, this happened. But now that I'm here in America, to make somebody believe any story, and it could be any story,
Florida.
you say, in Florida, this happened, and it's just like, yeah, that's
And we all
definitely
know.
plausible.
Yeah.
So, Rob, before we get out of Dodge,
Yeah.
give us another breakdown. When is your big sale happening?
So it is February 10th, Saturday.
Okay.
We'll open at 10. Everything in the store is on sale. We'll be posting up the discounts probably within the next week. By the way, this is a cheat. We aren't posting this online till tomorrow or Monday.
Ooh, so you're hearing it here
This
first.
is an early thing, so you guys can start planning for it.
Show
And,
exclusive.
Yeah, be crazy. And then we'll also have con tickets on sale at 10% off, which is something we've also never done. We don't play kind of games with the tickets and
Mhm.
mark them up and then mark them down and do all that kind of craziness. We just respect people too much for that.
Yep.
So we'll have them 10% off only that day, only in store, not online. So it's a kind of an award for people that are going to go to the show anyways. You can come in and get your tickets.
For the well-respected guys. And the Comic-Con itself is happening in April. Is it the 10th of April? No, 14th?
April 6th,
7th,
7th.
6th and 7th.
And
April 6th, 7th.
folks can go to sccomiccon.com or check Instagram or Facebook for a bazillion guests that we have coming.
Mhm.
And you can even buy autographed tickets. And we also have professional photo ops, which
Ooh.
we've never done before. So you can get professional photo ops this year. So those
Ooh, I might bring my camera. And then I can pretend I'm the
that wouldn't be
professional
professional,
photograph
man.
guy.
Oh, this is
And then I
really
could
bad.
get right up to Will Shatner and touch Will Shatner.
Note to self.
Don't
Rob,
do that.
would you like me to pre-bouncer?
Yeah, we might have to.
Okay. Long
I'm,
dart?
I'm a master of disguise. I'm going to wear a sign around my neck saying, "This is not Odie."
I'm going to call my buddy Dave and go, anybody that has a sign that mentions Odie.
I'm
Down
gonna
the steps.
I'm gonna have a sign that
What if
says,
there's multiple people on you?
"This
This
is
will be fun.
Billy." Don't forget, we will be there as well. We're going to be at the con. We're going to be having fun, meeting and greeting. If you see Lonzo, go up and give him the biggest hug that you can, because Lonzo loves hugs.
He loves hugs. That's what I've heard.
He is the biggest of people persons.
He
Yeah.
is. He loves everyone.
Give us again what you were telling us earlier on about the under 12s.
Oh, yeah. So 12 and under in the past would be buy a ticket, get a person 12 and under free.
Mhm.
This is all kids 12 and under free. So to make it super simple, mom can bring 5 kids, whatever. Dad can bring 12 kids, doesn't matter. So it's kids 12 and under free regardless.
All of the kids.
All the kids.
Just bring as many as you want, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic. As you said, you've got loads of stars coming to it.
This is the biggest lineup of guests we've ever had by far.
Mhm.
And we're super excited. We've brought a couple back from the past. And
Mhm.
I tell you, this is going to be a madhouse.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be fun. And
And-
carpool. I highly recommend that. 'Cause
Yes.
Parking will become a problem. So
It'll
I'd
be a
recommend folks carpool.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for coming into us. And you can check out Rob down at Borderlands Comics and Games. Head on down. You can say hello to him, tell him that you heard him here. And we will be back next Saturday night with Lonzo. He'll be back in the hot seat. Hopefully, he's feeling good. Don't forget, you can check out my show, Nighttime with Odie, on Thursday night. Get it on the Facebook. And thank you very much for tuning in, everybody on the stream and on the text messages. I will talk to you next week. Good night.
See you guys. See you, Scott.
All righty.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, thank you all
Thanks,
for
Brett.
stopping by. Thanks, everybody. Sorry we didn't get to everybody's texts and everybody's messages. They were absolutely amazing, as always. Thanks, Mark. I really enjoyed being here tonight. Lonzo will be back next week. So, yeah, all good. Anyway, say goodbye, Cameron.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Mark. Or Rob. Mark.
What is wrong with
I
you?
don't
Bye, guys.
know. Say goodbye, Rob
Odie's-
Young.
Odie's
Say goodbye to
unplugged
Rob
tonight.
Young. Odie has unplugged himself.
I need to turn them off and turn them on again.
I don't know. He's
Yeah,
going to
he's gotta
go anyway.
reboot.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week.
Odie's having potato chips.
Potato chips.
Potato.
Potatoes. See you later.
I was about to say